Now, in other news, France's military intervention in Mali is in doubt this week after the West African nation expelled the French ambassador. That expulsion, just the latest indication of soaring tensions between Paris and Bamako at the start of the 9th year of the French military campaign there. The Malian government said it ordered the envoy out after hostile comments made by the Foreign Minister of France, Jean-Yves Le Drian. He described the junta ruling Mali as illegitimate. Well, this morning, Le Drian said a decision on the possible withdrawal of French troops could be expected in the next few days.
There is a political rupture insofar as this country is led by a self-proclaimed junta that believes that it will not be able to engage in a democratic process for another 5 years. There is also a rupture between this country and the international community, with neighbouring countries and with the United Nations. This leads us to question our position. We are consulting, we are reflecting, and we are going to take action in the coming days. I believe the situation cannot remain the way it is.
Well, to talk about what may happen in Mali, our terrorism expert Wassim Nasr is with me. And you heard the French Foreign Minister at the beginning of that soundbite talking about a rupture with Mali. I mean, that's the first time he's used language like that. What does he mean?
It's the first time he used it talking about military issues. Diplomatic rupture, democratic rupture, he already said it, but military rupture, that's the first. So, and I don't think that the head of French diplomacy would use such a word without anything in the back of his mind.
Yeah.
Okay, but when you talk with the French military, they tell you that everything is going as planned on the ground, meaning the coordination with the Malian army. And even the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Mali Minister of Foreign Affairs, Diop, just said to a Belgian specialized internet site, military internet site, that collaboration with French armed forces is going well, and the tension is only on the political level. But it's an unfolding story, actually, because Mali is unable to put military pressure, or more pressure at least, on French forces, so it puts pressure on the partners of French forces.
So let's talk about those partners, European partners, but also African troops are on the ground. What might this all mean for them?
Yes, actually, the Malians started putting pressure, for example, on the French on the 11th of the last month, talking about the flight, an A400 flight, a cargo plane that was irregular in Malian air. Then they didn't allow German forces to enter Malian soil in order to help the MINUSMA. And then lately they asked the MINUSMA, so the United Nations forces and the German forces, and them, to ask for 36 hours before for permits for drones to fly or helicopters to fly, which poses a real problem for the operations of the United Nations there, knowing that the Germans are collaborating to the MINUSMA and to other UN forces present in Mali. And we know that in May it's going to be voted, the German presence in Mali is going to be voted in the German parliament in May. And in June, the whole MINUSMA operation or mission is going to be voted at the Security Council. So Diop, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Mali, said wants at least all European countries that want to participate either in Takuba or other forces to ask for permits from the Malis. He said that Hungary, Portugal and Norway ask for permits, and that Mali is studying how to respond to this. We know also that Norway, for example, don't want to send military anymore to help the Takuba special forces led by the French in Mali, actually.
Now, if, and this is a big if, but if France does end up pulling its troops out, I mean, what kind of repercussions would that mean for Mali and for the counter-terrorism campaign there?
Well, first of all, if France has decided now to pull troops, it's going to take months to pull out. They have to call their allies for cargo planes, C-130, A-400M, and even rent some planes from Ukraine, for example. If the forces that are going to take the ground roads in order to go, for example, for Ivory Coast or for Niger, which is next door, they might face some popular unrest, as we saw a few weeks back, where a convoy of Barkhane was stopped twice in Burkina Faso and in Niger, knowing that we have also the security unrest. The jihadi groups are still functioning, operating in this region, three-border region, in Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. And we have a footage of an attack conducted by the Islamic State in northern Burkina Faso on the 11th of January. And here we see the pictures. It was an attack against the Burkinabe army, meaning that they still have the means, they still have the numbers, and they still have the capacity to coordinate complex operations. And it's also the case in Mali and the case in Niger. So the void that's going to be created by a retreat from Mali and the no-fly zone, if I may say so, for French forces over Mali, of course, is going to be beneficial for jihadi faction operating in this region. But anyways, if France decides today to retreat, it's going to take a lot of time for it to be effective.
Wassim Nasr,
Thank you.
thanks very much.